Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how I make a little leather pump cap for a Coleman stove or a Coleman lantern. Now I learned this from Robert. I'll tell you, Robert is just a wealth of information. I'm going to have a link in the description to his channel and the video that he put out when he made his. Now, I didn't do it exactly like he did. He used a piece of 3/4 inch pipe, and then he used dowel. So basically I just used what I had in my garage. This is a piece of maple, and I just used a Forstner bit and drilled a hole. It's about 3/8, somewhere between 1/4 and 3/8, right in that area. And then I use a piece of hickory dowel that's going to be basically the die. Okay. Now what I do is I just take a piece of scrap leather, and you're going to soak this. And what you'll see is, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but it's going to start to bubble. You'll see little bubbles coming out. Hopefully you can see that right over here in this area. But if you look close, I doubt the camera's going to pick it up, but you'll see little streams of bubbles coming up. That's basically all the air pockets in the leather getting filled with water, and that'll soften it up. So we'll let that sit a few minutes and I'll bring you back. Alright, so it's been soaking a few minutes. Now you can see it's very, very soft. Now what I do is, because it's pretty saturated, I'll just take a paper towel and I'll just blot it a little bit. Okay, now what you want to do is, there's going to be two sides to the leather. You got the rough side and you got the smooth side. The smooth side is going to go up, okay? And just take your thumb, start to press it in there. And then you're going to take your dowel. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is a 3/4 inch hole. Did I mention? Yeah, 3/4 inch, about 3/8, a little bit more than 1/4 inch deep. And this is 5/8. This is maple and this is hickory. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I don't think I mentioned that. You want to use a hardwood. All right, let me take you over to the vise. All right, so now you're gonna open up your vise. You're gonna get this centered in here. And slowly at first, start closing it up. And I like to just give it a second or two as I'm pushing it in, just to kind of let the leather relax. Make sure everything is still lined up, straight. Yeah, we're looking good. Now, this is pretty thick leather. If you had thinner leather, it'd go in a lot easier, but I think the thicker leather will, I don't know the exact weight that this is. Again, it was just scraps, but I think it will last a pretty long time. Alright, so that's pretty cranked down. Should be seated on the bottom. Now, you should let this dry overnight, okay? When it's dry, I'll bring you back. Alright, it's dry. I had a little snafu. I got a crack in my maple block. What I did was I wanted to speed up the drying process, so I was just going to throw it in my oven for a couple minutes, and I put a clamp on it, and I put pressure this way, and I cracked my block. I shouldn't have done that. Impatient. So hopefully it doesn't mess it up, but let me get this out. Oh, that's stuck in there. Let's move over to the vise. All right. All right. Let me grab a pliers. Got that out. Let's see if that comes out. That needs a little persuasion too. Come on now. There you go. All right, back over here. And there you have it. Now, I think I mentioned Robert cuts it down while it's still in there, but a couple that I tried, I couldn't get them out. So next thing I'm going to do is I just have these cutters. I picked these up in Harbor Freight. I think they're called utility cutters or something. They were very cheap, and they cut leather like nobody's business. So I'll just go around here. Now I'll move it over to the side, and I'll come in here. All right, my battery died right in the middle of cutting this, so let's get back to it. All right, so that's what we have so far. Now I'm going to take this over to my sander. Well, I might have went a little too low there, but it should be fine. Take this over to my sander, and I'll show you the next step. I got it over my sander. I just have a little block of wood here because I need to change this other block that I have on my table because I got a pretty big groove there, and that leaves a little weird fuzziness on them. But so I just have this here so I can get close. All right, back over to the table. All right, so the next step is we got to put a hole in it. Now, I don't have the correct size punch. I think I was checking it out. It was like a 5/16 would have been the perfect size. But I don't have a punch with that size hole. But what I do have is one of these. So all I do is get this open. I use the biggest size I got, and I just eyeball the middle. That looks good. And I'll punch that through. Okay, now it doesn't matter that it's a little off-centered because we got to make it bigger. So I'll come around it. Obviously, if you had the right size punch, that would be great. Okay, we're getting there. A little bit up there. It's weird doing it with the camera in front of me. And so much easier if you had a punch. Alright, so now that looks a little cockeyed, but I'll show you how I fix it. So I take a 5/16 drill bit, and I just come in. And again, this is just doing what I got, you know. Nothing purchased, scrap leather. And there you have it. You just soak this in some oil, you know, put it on your pump, soak it with some oil, and you got a replacement cap. Now, if you want to get a little fancy, you can put this through here. And I have a little razor blade here. I can cut some of those fuzzies off that are left from when I ran the drill bit through it. Totally unnecessary, just for appearances. Just makes it look like a cleaner hole. So there you have it. My version of Robert's DIY pump cup. And we have a casualty here. Like I said, I got a little crack there because I tried to, you know, I was going to dry it in the oven. But, you know, just leave it overnight. Like I said, this is a 5/8. This was turned down to 5/8. This is a 3/4 with a Forstner bit. And you make yourself pump cap. Now, these go for about, I want to say, $4 or so. Plus shipping, I think, what I saw them. That might have been old Coleman parts, OCP. eBay, there's a bunch of them that are selling them in big packs, like 10, 20 of them. But for literally nothing and a couple pieces of scrap leather, you could make your own. And again, how many pump caps are you going to need? You know, most of them that I found that I've gotten just needed to be re-oiled. I did have one that was bad. It was just totally shot, cracked, no good. So, you know, make them yourself. You get that sense of accomplishment and thriftiness, and that you made it yourself, and it cost you nothing. So there you go. And thanks again, Robert. Again, Robert, you're awesome, man. I'm getting so many ideas from you and so much advice. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you all, my brothers and sisters, for coming along in another one. I hope you all are doing well. I'm sending you all much, much love, and we'll see you on the next one.